Mike, Jerry, and Howard here from the Football Report. In the show, you had a chance to see Howard sit down with Bill O'Brien. Overall, biggest thing you took away from that discussion? Stoicism. I see. You're saying that Bill O'Brien isn't flinching when it comes to his program. I think that's a smart, intelligent point you're bringing up, Howard.
No, I think one of the great things that you learned about Bill O'Brien, when you start to talk about, what the direction of the team is going to be, he has 1 year under his belt. Obviously, recruiting was big for him. Some of the goals that he wants to attain. He understands as a coach, he's got a lot more that he has to do to get better at his own position. We had him on during the year. He also talked about play calling. So after you had a year to sit back and really study what you've done, not only the team, but also your head coach, it really gives you an opportunity to see where you're going to go. And I think he really has a great feel for where he wants to take the program.
Yeah, the one thing that stood out to me, Howard, is when he said, as a new head coach, he has a lot to learn. And I wouldn't be surprised if he finds that the year two is much more challenging than year one. Year one, everybody buys in. Year one, if you have a good group of seniors, which Penn State obviously did, you have great leadership. But year two is a little bit different. What about the guys that bought in a year ago but aren't part of the plan? That's a morale issue that you didn't have to deal with the first year, that you have to deal with the second year. What about this? They win 8 games. There's some guys in the team that think this guy's a great coach, which he is, and automatically will win 9 or 10 games. You have to deal with that. And as Bill said in the piece, he's got to find a quarterback.
Right. And the sanctions. I mean, this year's team won't have the depth that last year's team had.
And you bring up a good point when you talk about leadership. You've got to find a way to develop it. Last year, that leadership, some of it was developed under some very tough times, really rose to the surface. Now, you don't have those tough times. How are those guys going to start to bubble up to the top so that you know who are the guys you can count on?
How it may have been developed because of the tough times, not only during the tough times, but when those guys their backs were against the wall, man, they came out fighting.
Inside the bubble of that team, you could sort of build, you could argue they built this us against everyone else thing. We'll build this, and it probably wouldn't be there to the same extent this upcoming season. Howard and Jerry, I'm Mike. Thanks.